Often, students graduate high school without having a clear path forward. So rather than moving away and accumulating thousands of dollars in student loan debt, my guest today made MVCC her first choice. And I look forward to hearing her story about how MVCC provided her the foundation to clarify her path to an exciting future.
Talk with President VanWagoner.
MVCC alumna Mercedez Birnie, welcome to MVCC's Hawk Talk podcast.
Thank you.
So it's great to be with you here, and I'm really looking forward to our conversation. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you don't mind, just tell me where you were born and what it was like for you growing up.
So I was born in Rome, New York. My family was always really supportive. I think even when I was younger, I had a lot of different interests. But at heart, I think I always knew that I wanted to do something in helping people or even like animals. I was always like big into that. But I was all over the place. A lot of different interests, a lot of different things that, sparked my attention. So yeah, I grew up in Rome, not too far from here.
Yeah.
So.
And how did you come to choose MVCC and what made you enroll here at the college?
So I had heard about MV, obviously being from Rome, there's the Rome campus there. And then I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do after high school, but I didn't really want to take time off to figure that out. So I thought MV would be, the perfect option for me, which it really did wind up being. So I was like, I'm going to go to MV. I'll figure it out there. And, with a lot of schools too, your first 2 years, like everyone's taking all those like common core type classes. So MV just felt like the perfect fit for me and still being close to home.
Did you look at other schools outside the area, or was it?
I didn't.
Yeah, just straight
It's
here?
just MV, yeah.
Very good. And were you the first one in your family to go to college, or did other parents or siblings?
Neither of my parents or siblings went to college, so yeah, I was the first one. I had other family members like aunts and uncles who had went to college, but out of my parents, the first one to go to college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very good. Being that first one in the family to go, there not always a lot of resources or insights on what college is going to be like, and so you're kind of blazing your own path that way. And how did you come to find your major and find your path, and what were your classes like?
So when I first came to MV, I was actually working in a pharmacy. I still do work in a pharmacy now, part-time. But I was like, maybe I would want to be a pharmacist. And then working in there, I was like, I don't think I want to do that. Again, still driven with wanting to help people. So then I was just taking like general like courses here. And then I thought that maybe I wanted to go to Utica College at the time. I don't know if they still have it, but they had a communications and social justice program. So like I said, I was always driven that way, and I like public speaking. So I was like, maybe I'll do that. And then one semester I wound up taking social psych just for fun as an elective. And I was like, I'll just see this. And after taking that was what really sealed the deal for me. I was like, psychology is my thing. Mm-hmm. That's really the area that I'd like to get into in order to help people understand why we do what we do. So that really changed the trajectory for me. After taking that, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
Very good. And so MVCC has more than 50 student clubs and organizations and various extracurricular activities. During your time here, did you have a chance to get involved outside the classroom?
I did, actually. So I was really involved in student government, and actually I was doing work as an intern, a content intern for a nonprofit organization called I Am That Girl. And within the organization, you were able to create your own like local chapters. And I actually had a chapter here at MV, which wound up becoming a club, which is really, really cool. So it branched into, like having those meaningful conversations, wanting to help people. So I was able to kind of like bring those two together and get much more involved here, which was super rewarding in a variety of different ways for me.
That's great. Yeah, I know that we always say that, here at MVCC, students have the potential and the support to create their own clubs and organizations. All you need is a big idea and 10 other students to sign up and rally with you. But with over 50 clubs and organizations, you don't want to say that's a broad enough array of clubs, but you found one to create yourself and go with it. Well, that's great. As you look back on your time at MVCC, what was your favorite part about attending MVCC?
Oh, geez. There's so many for a variety of different reasons. I'll have to pick 3 because it's really hard just to pick one. Obviously taking social psych, because that was, like I said, I had the biggest aha moment in that class.
Who is the instructor?
Dr. Rain Kavik.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So, and like I said, that wound up being what I chose, to major in when I left MV. So obviously that class for, like I said, just me finding my way, I guess, or really stepping into myself. Obviously being able to, create my own club here. And then from that, I was actually able to, with the help of others at the college, bring the founder here, and she spoke. Her name is Alexis Jones, who is the founder of I Am That Girl, and she spoke about like sexual assault and raising awareness on that, which is something that is a topic that I believe is incredibly important and something that we need to raise awareness about. So that was like a huge thing for me, being able to do that, have her come and speak here at the college. So it was really like a full circle moment for me.
That's fantastic. To found the local chapter and then have the national founder come and speak. What a great experience. So that particular experience sounds really powerful. Is there another experience that kind of stands out among, you have your class where the light bulb went off, founding the club and then bringing the speaker. Is there another experience, big or small, that kind of stays with you and stands out in your time at MVCC?
I think also, and I guess you could say it's small, but it's really not, because it has a trickle effect. The relationships that I was able to build with people here, whether it be, fellow students who are now friends or faculty and staff, just people here seeing the potential in you and your greatness in you, even before you see it. And just like those small interactions with people, whether they know it or not, or whether they're having a good day or bad day, or whether you're having a good day or bad day, like people just being kind here and welcoming, I would say those types of small moments turn into big things. So that's always like one of the first things I think of when I think about MVCC. It's just really not pun intended, but the community here, it really is phenomenal. So I guess that would be like a smaller moment for me. Just those interactions, like the most mundane interactions with people, like that really just came out of, hey, how's it going? Hey, like, how are you doing? Like stuff like that really sticks out to me.
Yeah. So you graduated from MVCC with a general studies degree with those first 2 years of liberal arts transfer and in 2019. And then what did you do after MVCC?
So I wound up going to Utica College. I actually just graduated from there this past December of 2021. And I have like this really weird, I guess you could say, metaphor that I've thought about. So if you think of like houses, so from the outside they can look great, but if the foundation isn't well, like the house is going to fall apart. So I think about like for colleges, for example, like people know Yale, Harvard, but MVCC really gave me the foundation and the tools I needed to build, like I say, my house when it comes to, my education or just things that I was interested in. Because from being here, I was, like I said, I was always passionate about, raising awareness for victims of sexual assault. And when I was at Utica College, I had to take research methods as a psychology major. And I wound up from that class, my professor wound up saying to me, okay, like you created this research project. If you want to, I'll help you and you can conduct it on your own. It was actually the past fall semester. So it was about victim blaming and sexual assault. So I did my own research there. And if it wasn't for me taking like social psych here, or learning behavioral, general psych, I don't know if I necessarily would have done that once I got there, because I really had the foundation and the tools that I needed from MV to go ahead and do that research, which is incredibly important to me.
That's great. So congratulations on securing your bachelor's degree.
Thank you.
And what's next for you?
So in the fall, I will be attending Syracuse University, and I'll be pursuing a master's degree in social work.
Oh, fantastic. Great. So the metaphor of the house is really powerful. But if I were to ask you the question, what does MVCC mean to you? What would you say?
Oh, that's a great question. Safe space. And again, like community, like finding your people, creating that safe space to have the important conversations, people who support you and back you up, kind of like finding your tribe in a way. And still, I guess it would be those three things. That's what it really means to me. Because like I said, there's people who I met here who I'm still in really close contact with. I think that's the beauty of MV. Like, if you go to a larger college, sometimes you might be able to become close with like faculty or staff, maybe like one or two, but I have more than a handful. So I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, definitely I would say safe space, because I think MV allows people, like I said, to step into their true self and have the support that they need from other folks, which I think is amazing.
That's great. Thank you. And to think of where you started when you talked about yourself 4 years ago, and where you are now, what's on the horizon for you, all that you've done to this point through your academic career thus far, and the focus that you have on such a clear path going forward. It sounds like a wonderful journey that's just getting started.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy.
Yeah. So Mercedes, Birnie, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's inspiring and energizing. So thanks for sharing your story and being with us here on this edition of MVCC's Hawk Talk podcast.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Hawk Talk with President VanWagoner.